today? How are you? Today we're going to take it in a little bit a different direction, just a slightly different direction today. And I hope you had a good day yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday, and I hope you had a productive guitar day. Yes, I do. Where are we at? So how are we doing this morning? How are we doing this morning? I don't know if you've been checking out Raul's original songs, but man, he is really on fire. Just doing great work. And in the spirit of original music, we did go through a bit of a light release day yesterday for a song called "The People Still Decide," and it's been getting some critical attention, I guess, and thankful for that. It's a song we feel really good about. You can find it right now. There's a music video on YouTube. You can just search for "The People Still Decide" and give it a look. I use this Martin DX2E in that video, and it's a ton of fun to play. But we'll start with a really nice, easy sort of let's get back to basics in this morning ritual this morning. Just getting back to the basics of just getting with the guitar in the morning. And I know yesterday we talked about some hybrid picking techniques and developing that skill. We might continue down that road this morning. But if you missed it and you'd like to go back and check it out, you can go back under the live tab and look at yesterday's morning ritual for guitar growth. It's like, I think today's episode 136 or 7 or something. We're getting there. Yesterday's stream, and then the last 10 minutes we walk through House of Rising Sun, and you can go and find that and take a look at that. I guess it's some hybrid picking sequencing where the well, we'll talk about that later on. But I think we're completely tuned up here, and then song that he wrote. It's called "More Love," and it's a really wonderful song if you haven't heard it yet. More love. I can hear our hearts crying for more love. You know it's all we need. More love. Flow in between us. Take us and hold us and lift us above. If there's ever an answer, it's more love. But he's just a wonderful songwriter, so go ahead and look for some Tim O'Brien. It's O'Brien, O'Brien with an E. There we go. And now I'm going to graduate. Just come back to the guitar, or everything's sort of like still swirling around for me a little bit this morning, and as you may notice, but that's okay because this is a morning ritual for guitar growth, not a morning ritual for guitar perfection. Well, I guess it's guitar perfection. We're looking for perfection. So we'll go ahead and start with this fingers 3 and 4 on the fret hand on frets 10 and 12. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jason. I do this morning ritual for guitar growth every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. and you're more than welcome to join me with your guitar. It's free. I'll be doing this for the whole year of 2025, good Lord willing. And I hope to see you more. Okay, I hope to see you more here. But we're starting at 60 beats per minute. This guitar is available via affiliate link tied to this video. If you find yourself in need of a Martin D-style guitar next to E, this is what this is. My daily beater guitar, my banger, and a metronome is also tied to this video. I'm working 60 beats per minute. We have a tuning fork that I never, I always use this every morning to tune my guitar. I never use an electric tuner because I want my ears to be part of the warm-up process. Also, you'll note that there's a page capo attached to all of my acoustic guitars, right? These are all featured in this video and all available for purchase in the links in the description and links in the affiliate links to the video. So that's enough of that. And let's go ahead and start out. 1 E and a 2 and a D and a 4, and we do this. A pretty simple warm-up cycle. Just a very simple warm-up cycle, not designed to flash. It's not, really to be romanticized other than, why am I a guitar practitioner and not practicing or warming up every day? So as you know, I typically will call my warm-up, it's a separate entity. My warm-up cycle is not, I don't consider my warm-up cycle a practice cycle. And then I know it's all debatable and it's all about ease, but it's, so the warm-up cycle for me is less about discovery-based learning and more about programmatic wake-up time. So, remember that song from Tom Petty's, what is it, the Wildflowers album, when you bought the CD or the record or whatever, it was all wrapped in it looked like newsprint. Wildflowers, there's this time to move on, time to get going. Just so many heavy hitting songs on that album remind me of sort of like the weight of another great song, the weight of the warm-up, the morning warm-up is just not to be trivialized with, running the mental work of trying to learn something new. So I did receive a few emails yesterday about getting a hold of the Pentatonic system. So those emails are coming. You should have those very soon, and that way you can work on getting up to speed so you can continue working the Pentatonic system with us. So if you still are in need of that Pentatonic sheet and you haven't yet you can email me anytime at growth@jasoncareyguitar.com and just pick up that. It's a free PDF. We'll link it to you or send it or whatever, but you will receive it for free for no charge to you. So that's good news, I guess. If you're into that kind of stuff. on frets 9 and 13. Let's go ahead and continue along. 1 E and 2. I'm going to bet you know what to do. 60 beats per minute is what the metronome is set for. And I think posting video on the internet, sharing videos in this nature is a little bit, it's a little bit foreign to most. Why would I watch a human do this when I can watch an AI video? You know, that's unexpected, going to be exciting, and can give me the dopamine hits when I need them, you know. Maybe I am already an AI avatar. And maybe the AI is that good, it knows what we need when we need it. But I doubt it yet. 1 and 3, frets 9 and 12. I remember one of my professors from computer science, computer information systems in California. He was talking about all he would do was move himself around so that he could be, this was a decade ago, and he just move himself around so he could be in the premier universities that were really pushing the AI in computer information systems. I wonder if he knew that he was going to push a lot of people out of work with that research. You know, we all feel compelled to push that. I don't know. The only reason I mention it at this point is because there's a point here, but Rick Beato, we'll stop here for a second. Rick Beato yesterday or this week was talking about, you know, I don't know, is it some stupid number? And that's what my song is about. The people still decide. It's about administration, just spending stupid amounts of money on ridiculous results that go backwards, you know. But Rick was talking, Mr. Beato was talking about, let's go ahead and do fingers 1 and 4 on 7 and 12. So he talks about, I think the number is upwards of 60%. All of the charting or top, you know, trending songs on Instagram, Spotify at the moment are all like AI bands or AI generated music. So, you know, I don't know. Do you still feel like you want to be warming up on the guitar as we become obsolete? I mean, is this a thing that's going to happen? You know, I don't know. There's always been, from the beginning of time, I think, this thing called creation, right? We observe this thing called creation. And some of us feel compelled to be engaged in this thing we call creation. So my understanding is if there are new creators, which there always have been new creators or new torch bearers that enter the market, they're to be celebrated, right? Because they're handing the torch or the fire of creation from one generation to the next. But what happens, you know, I guess we haven't ever asked ourselves what happens when the new creation involves, you know, something without a soul or without a spirit or without, you know, the humanity. You know, so there's a really large discussion happening there, and there's a large discussion happening there. And we'll go ahead and take it for a spin in just a second. We'll get going back again in a minute. I just got steeping my tea, and I notice we're 15 minutes in, so it's time for a stretch. Let's see if this is too hot to drink or not. The green tea with jasmine. Here we go. So to make a long story short, if you're here and if you don't mind, you could smash the like button, or you could, if you don't want to smash it, you could just press on the like button of the video. You could double tap your screen if you're on a mobile viewport, or mobile phone, cell phone, whatever you call it. And then just share some of that love. I see there are 22 of us and there are 6 likes, so no pressure at all, but just wanted to let you know that we're open to receiving likes on this video. Okay, and you know, I don't know, we're kind of engaged in I feel like I'm engaged in this warm-up. Some of the time we enter these little mental battles within, you know, these interior conflicts. Man versus man, man versus, and you know, nature, man, whatever, man versus AI, and man versus technology. So I don't think there's any change in what my behavior is going to be. If anything, you know, when you flood yourself in a market, when you enter a market that's flooded with perceived talent, it's really easy to be just, you know, ready to throw in my hat or throw in the towel instead of pick my hat up. I didn't throw my hat in, picked it up, put it back on my head, ready to travel away. But I think it's easy to throw in the towel and call it quits when you realize how much work there is involved in being successful in your own mind, in your own right, in the things that you venture to do. When one realizes exactly how much work it takes to do the thing. I mean, some of us tend to fold, you know what I mean? I don't know if you're anything like me, you pray every day, a lot, you know. So 1 and 2 and 2, 3, and 4 on 10, 11, and 12. Here we go. And so, how's this for real? Is this real enough for you today? I hope it's real enough for you, because I don't need, you know, what I've found over time is I don't need to appeal to everyone, and I'm not going to appeal to everyone. I'm barely going to appeal to anyone, is what I find. And then, you know, you find your family is important. I've learned that my primary relationship to maintain is the one I have with God. So that always comes first, and if I don't get the signal that it's okay to do the thing, then I'll pray on it, and then I'll ask for wisdom. You know, praying for wisdom is huge. It's a huge, huge thing for me, you know, and for anyone else. If you're praying for wisdom, then you get the wisdom. But then I have to pray in order to have the ears to hear that the wisdom comes through, you know, and I understand the wisdom, and patient to receive that wisdom. So where is the wisdom in playing the guitar every day? Well, number one, there are some immediate benefits, right? So there's you know, the immediate benefits to playing the guitar every day. Fingers 1, 2, and 3 on 10, 11, and 12. Go. 4 attacks per beat this morning, and it's super chill, you know, just something super easy. 4 attacks per beat. Playing the guitar every day creates neural pathways that we wouldn't otherwise have created. So this is a great exercise for neuroplasticity as we move on into and through our lives. This is a thing to remember to come back to time and time again, irregardless of any perceived competition, any perceived, you know, threat to your playing or your whatever it is. Making the time for the guitar or whatever it is, quilting or go. I think the study of space and time and number or music can be very, very productive in creating new neural pathways. And it's one of those things, you know, trust the science. If you don't play your guitar every day, then you're restricted to your home. And you can't be within a 6-foot radius of other humans. So, you know, trust the science behind the guitar studies. All right? Man. Have we been through the ringer over the past 5 or 6 years, 4 or 5 years, you know? I also view, with a colleague, an old mentor of mine, his album is hanging right over here. You can't see it, but it's a really great record. It's a gift from a friend with whom I'm no longer, I haven't been really in touch with this friend for a period of a little bit of time now, but it was a gift from a good friend. And that record, Tom says, you know, he's one of those people, he says, music is the perfect freedom. You can do whatever you want, play whatever you want, and it's the perfect freedom. So that's really exciting for a lot of us, right? So here we go. 1 E and a 2, and we're back up to fingers, I don't know, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, and 4 on 9, 10, and 12 today. 1 E and a 2. Here we go. And I know you've heard a lot of these notes before in these configurations of fingerings. And if you're wondering still why we're doing this, we do this every day because it's good to be connected to the guitar. And if we don't change positions and shift our step, then we remain in a really tough, challenging little box on the guitar for, you know, for periods of time. And some of us make reference to that situation as we call it a rut. You know, not the deer rut, but a little place, you know, lower than a snake's belly, you know, wagon rut. And so those little ruts can become gifts, of course. It can become gifts to us because once we enter the rut, unknowingly, we're stuck in the rut until such time as we exit the rut. And while we exit the rut, we are going through a process called growth. So that's important. But in order to get through this rut situation, we'll go ahead and just use discipline, fingers 1 and 3 and 4, position 9. Same thing, but we're still, you know, working permutations of 3 finger groupings. And the next permutation is a 4-finger group, which we'll engage with lickety-split. Here we go, we're just continuing down. You know, mistakes are welcome here, but we're trying to keep these mistakes at a minimum. Don't forget the posture, the back is important, and the belly button is trying to reach the spine, you know, and the belly button is sort of like the abdominal wall is solid and supporting of your upper body. So that way we're not reliant completely on our back, right? So but we do have a straight back, and you can experiment with the angle of maybe you're rolling your pelvis in for a period of time, and then rolling your pelvis out for a period of time. And those little micro movements will help to prevent workplace injury over time, right? So let's go ahead and start again with 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting on 9, 10, 11, and 12, and we're starting with finger 1. 1 E and a 2, but this time we're going to skip strings, you know. We'll skip from the E to the D to the, you know, back to the string that we skipped. Just these string skips are good. They're really good. That one little moment where the pick has to leap from, let's say, the G string up to, or the D string, or the G string up to the high E string, or the E down to the G, or the G down to the A, D down to the E. These are good, wholesome. It's like eating whole foods instead of, you know, that box of processed stuff. That box of processed stuff is really, you know, can be good, but after you eat clean for, you know, a 3-month period, you're starting to wonder what in the heck you're putting in your body, right? And so this is sort of an approach for me to sort of learn how to play the guitar in a clean manner, in a manner consistent with, you know, clarity and confidence. Yeah, it's just, this is all that this is. You know, it's a very simple procedure. We could skip 2 strings too, if you want. All kinds of things, you know, just as long as we're in relative, you know, good control of what it is we're doing. So I think that's important, you know, and let's go ahead. Where are we going now? Let's do the 4-finger stretch. 1 E and a 1, so 9, 10, 11, and 13. 1 E and 2. You know what to do. That's right, you do know what to do. And which begs, you know, why, if you're here without a guitar, why are you here without a guitar? Grab yourself your guitar and practice or warm up alongside us. I know there are several of us here who are working or listening and who are, you know, maybe just kind of warming up with the guitar. If you have no guitar in your hand and you're thinking about learning the guitar, you can easily walk through these warm-ups with just, you know, the simple, I'm on fret 2 now, right? These little, I'm just making sure that my thumb is the fretboard and I'm touching my fingers to my fretboard. And that way I can get these finger independence exercises going, and even without a guitar in hand. So that's a good thing to remember, and we'll just keep going back. After this sequence, we have the kickstand coming up. And I'm really cognizant this morning of where my thumb is being placed on the back of the guitar neck. My thumb is feeling great. My thumb is feeling like it belongs, like it's strong and able to easily distribute power across the fretboard. But, you know, some of these mornings you're going to feel more interested in being here, emotionally invested in this than other mornings. You know, that's just how this is going to work. But for me, I really try to just get, like, I'm still so excited to be with the guitar every day that it's fortunate that I can work this instrument instead of, there are so many other things that could take over, you know, at any moment. And so I'm just really appreciative that I'm able to do this here at the moment. So 1, 2, and fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 8, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, here we go. Just working, stretching some of my bones here, my tissue. So there is some speed and agility in there, but it's all under control. See, the trick is to I think I'm focusing on musicality, and although I really like the patterns, you know, the patternistic side of music, and to be able to master those patterns. I think probably one of my favorite musical masters of these patterns is gotta be the pianist, Keith Jarrett, you know, Mr. Keith Jarrett, and the Calm Concert is just a really amazing one. There's another one, Standard, the Standards Trio live in Norway is a pretty great album. It's worth listening, you know. All right, where are we at? Oh, we're at time for a stretch. Here we go. So just in time for a stretch. And if you're just tuning in, welcome. I'm Jason. I'm here with Jason Carey Guitar right here on YouTube. And this is about the realities of being a guitar practitioner and the banalities of being a guitar practitioner. But it's designed to be totally truthful and honest, and low on the sales pitchiness of things. But you do see that I have you know, a Martin D style, a Dreadnought style guitar here. It's featured in this video and many of my morning ritual for guitar growth videos. It is available for purchase through, if you find that you need one, it is available for purchase via my the links in the description of this video coming up as it reposts, or you know, you can find it in the video. If you feel like you need one, you can go ahead and order one, and it helps the channel too. So keep that in mind. It's a relatively, you know, inexpensive guitar, and for what it does, we've plugged it into all kinds of things, and it just performs so well everywhere. It's definitely one of my favorites. So for the day-to-day thing, right? It's a day-to-day driver, daily driver. There's the stretch, but it is all designed to be honest, right? This is all about what I'm doing. This could be wildly different from what you are used to doing, and that's okay. Yeah. All right. Let me just regroup for just a moment. How much time do we have left? Can we get through this 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, we can. So let's go ahead and do this down to the first position. When we reach the first position, we'll go ahead and transition to the 4 middle strings. And then ascend back to position 9, and then we'll go ahead and transition at that point to the 4 bottom strings and descend all the way to position 1 again and back up. That's the ticket, that's the spirit right there. And as we get a little bit closer to the end of this session, probably closer to 10 minutes, I'm going to start wondering about transitioning my mind, my thought process from the warm-up patterning to practice patterning. And this is, there's like a little, sometimes there's a segment of transition from one style of playing and observance of the guitar to the next. So right now I'm fully engaged in warming up, and which means I'm going to use pentatonic. We're playing pentatonic systems now, and then after this pentatonic system workout, then I'm at about 8:20. I'm coming back to revisit a thing called that I like to call this. I like to call this. Let's play find the note, right? So. So in this episode of, this will be our first time together playing Let's Play Find the Note, and this will be an extended, I'll show you how this is going to work, but this is starting to, impress upon me the importance of ear training and how important it is to, as a guitar practitioner who wants to not suffer the consequences of being glued to looking for, learning how to play this song and this thing and that thing all over the internet, and just be sort of like a victim to, any idiot like me can post songs on the internet, right? And it's like, we never know if it's peer reviewed, if it's right or wrong. We might like the styling of this person or that person, or the personality is always a big plus, but it's I like to have the ability to do my own research when I want to do my own research. And I realize, like, what Mr. Froon, like this, he's a director from a beautiful choral group, huge choral group in a basilica, and early on in my life, he said, "Jason, you've got a wild amount of talent." And I said, "Well, geez, thanks. I take that as a serious compliment from you, obviously." And he says, "But if you want to continue your journey in music, a meaningful journey, you're going to have to practice ear training at some point in your life." And I thought, what does he know about anything? I'm a guitar player. I don't need that. But turns out he was right. So let's take a look at the next minor pentatonic shape is 1-4-1-4-1-3-1-3, 2-4-1-4. Good, and we'll go ahead and play now. So we're going to play, we're playing a game called Let's Play Find the Note. And hopefully it's not too embarrassing for me to do in front of an audience, but hopefully I'm better at it than I think I am. And then what we'll do is we'll grow from that. That will be my transition from the mentality of the warming up, and it will bridge the gap from warming up into my guitar practice day. So right now, during the warm-up, I don't do any discovery-based anything. I only warm up with patterns that I know, for the most part. And or when they're close enough and they can be brought brought forth and laid on the table for warm-up. But then what I'm doing is practice is discovery, and it's work, and it's going into new places, and where warm-up is sort of like, it's the bread on the table and the butter that accompanies, you know, all of the meals or whatever, all of the, you know, some families grew up with bread and butter on the table all the time, right? So 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4. The next one is, so we've done this one, then the next one, then we are coming down, oh, to this one. This is 1 3 1 3 1 3, stretch 4 3 1 4 1 3. And those of us who have been here, we know that I like to do this, both this position, this pattern, and this one. When I, instead of grabbing that 4th finger tone, sometimes I like to shift my step back to that one. That's the one. So 1 E and a 2, 4 attacks per beat, and here we go. We're playing it around. And it feels so good to get to know the pentatonic system. You know, the pentatonic system is there for you. It's there for all of us to explore, but to actually just practice it in every position so that we understand, you know, the reach that's required in the earlier positions, such as position number 1. We definitely go, the hand goes through a bit of a metamorphosis to get down to position number 1, because most of us started learning about pentatonicism right here in position number 5 with this very shape, 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. There's a lot going on here. So let's go ahead and start here where we were here, and roughly here. But we started with the bass, you know, minor pentatonic, or the, you know, the model that all of the guitarists that I've ever known started with. And now that has 5 modes, right? So I definitely want to take full advantage of each mode. So the next one is going to be major pentatonic shape with 2 4 2 2 4 1 4 1 4 2 2 4 1 4 1 4 1 3 2 4 2 4. And I don't expect you to memorize this. If you need the sheet, if you're here, if you haven't already emailed, we got some emails yesterday. We're going to provide you with a free sheet, a free pentatonics sheet, pentatonic system. So if you would like that, if you'd like to follow along with this part of the session, you are absolutely more than welcome. Let's go a step further and say you are absolutely entitled and deserving of that minor pentatonic sheet. Just email us at growth@jasoncareyguitar.com and say, dude, I'd love to have that sheet. Send it on over, and we'll give you a link or whatever. And you can learn all of these things and warm up alongside us, okay? It'll be a lot of fun. Brand new stuff, you know, 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do. get back to the flagship. I'll call it the flagship minor pentatonic shape, because really it is the flagship. It's the one that we all know. It's the Chuck Berry, you know, the B.B. King, the Jimi Hendrix, the the Edge. I mean, it's every one of us. You know, whether you're American or a Balinesian musician, you know the scale, right? You know that shape. And that shape to which I make reference is this one. 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. So we'll pick it up a little bit because we're mostly familiar with this one. So let's do 16th note triple or 6 attacks per beat. If you don't want to do this at this tempo, you're more than welcome to just kind of do it at your own tempo. Listen to the metronome and play 1 attack per beat if you want, or 2 attacks per beat if you like. There it is. And we've entered our last 2-minute phrase session of stretches this afternoon, this morning to get started. Where are we? Morning. Here we go. So I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m., but of course you probably know this by now, for the entire year of 2025. And what you've stumbled yourself into is a morning ritual for guitar growth. And just finishing up a stretching sequence really quick. Just a few more clicks, and these clicks will quickly go by and get these arms stretched and ready to finish our transition from warming up, mentally transitioning from warming up into active practice sessions coming up. So this will be fun. We're going to play a brand new game. It's called Let's Play Find the Note. And maybe we've played it before. I don't think we have, but this is a new idea. Maybe not to you, some, but it could be a new idea to some here. You know, I see that we have, you know, a decent viewership this morning, and for that I'm thankful. If you are just tuning in, welcome. I'm Jason, here with Jason Carey Guitar, and every weekday morning I'm here doing a morning ritual for guitar growth process. And I'm doing this for the entire year of 2025. And I'll tell you what, I've always wondered, like, what does it look like after you spend a year with your guitar? Here, basically, we started, the first video is over here. That's behind us now. The very last video of the year 2025 is to come. What happens when you spend, you know, roughly 260 hours on the guitar from A to B, and then you can actually like A/B test or compare the two videos to see what changed in my person as a player over that span of 1 year, that cycle of 1 year. So this is really important to me personally, because I want to be able to observe you know what, let's say my time is worth $150 an hour or $100 an hour. What is that? 260 hours. What's the value to that? You know, just gets, we start to attach value to it, and then it has some kind of meaning to us, right? Was it worth that kind of money to put 260 hours into my guitar? The argument, I know some of you are going to say that, well, your time is free, and my time absolutely is not free, and neither should your time be free. You literally can't count your time as free. Even if you're retired, you know, you're spending time down, and instead of going to trim your garden or build your bonsai tree garden or whatever. they're all choices. So we can't really say our time is free, because you could be kissing the wife or well, whatever. It could be just a different thing. But let's play a little game I like to call, let's play Find the Note. And when I remember Whitney Houston used to go into the studio, and I knew the engineers who recorded The Greatest Love of All. And so he's saying that they have a Whitney had a hard time sometimes just finishing her words in the studio. There was a little bit of I'm not sure how well known it is, but there was a little bit of a thing going on with Miss Houston, I guess, and the amount of pressure someone like that might be under causes other behaviors or whatever. But no fault against anyone, but I remember hearing that sometimes the end of the words weren't always communicated, and this lesson stuck with me, right? Is that the engineers, the greatest, maybe the T wasn't pronounced to the point where it should be on commercial radio. So the engineers would go back and record a T sound and then place it, of course it was all taped then. So you'd have to place it just right, or have to do it again, and you'd have to get the plosives or whatever in the right place, and then so that it tracked into the recording well. And instead of finding the consonants or whatever, instead of finding those T's, we're going to find the notes, right? So instead of playing, like, let's start with an open G note, right? It's really simple ear training, and I found that ear training is super important, super important. So could I play, let's sing a note. I'm going to sing a note. Which fret would that be? Do you know which fret that is on the G string if I sang this note? Could you find it without searching for it? Could you put your finger on it just once? And all right, so what we want to do is be able to sing these notes and find them on the guitar without having to, or like if we were vocalists, we'd play, let's play Find the Note. Do, sol, then I would go directly to sol instead of go back down to do, and try to find it and just kind of eventually arrive at do, sol. Instead of finding the note, let's go from one note directly to the next. Do, sol, do, and that has to do, do. You heard a little bit of that approach, but it requires a lot of work, and we can do this on the guitar. So let's think of a melody. Let's think of a, and I got that right. Did you also get that right? It's a good idea to be able to play any note that you might hear in the world. And it's good to know how to do it, because the more you play and you sing, the more you make relatable the lines that you play on the guitar. You can keep telling a story and wonder where it's going to come to an end. Here is the end. Amen, right? Amen, the famous plagal cadence, the church cadence. And then this is the world that we live in, as we sing with our guitars. Let's not forget that this is a great way to arrange certain passages. You see what I'm saying? How valuable that might be. Right. Yeah, so you get it. And you can practice this in the C. Oh, you can practice this in the privacy of your own home. If you like to, it's very fun and sensible, because I say it has nothing to do with it. But then you find you have a new songwriting skill, you have a new layer to unfold, and you have a new thing to chase down. So we're thinking this is the mentality of practice for me. Practice is identifying and notating all of the new things that I could be working on, and chase those things down, because if I don't chase those things down, they might never get they might never be chased down by another, right? So it's my obligation to myself to find the thing that makes me feel engaged and invigorated through practice. So let's see if I can find some larger intervals. So let's try a D note. Ah, there it is right there. Ah, the English sweetness right there. So what is that note right there? G. Oh, George Benson. If you haven't listened to George Benson, like maybe give George Benson a listen and just watch him smile and play. It will totally make your day. I'm going to leave you with that. And I really appreciate you being here and practicing. And, well, I'm sorry, not practicing, but warming up here at Jason Carey Guitar. It's so pleasing to have you here with us. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope your day is, again, filled with love, more love. Check out Tim O'Brien's More Love. And more picking. So I'll be here again tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m., good Lord willing. And until we meet again, I wish you all happy picking.